guys, and welcome back to my channel. Without spending too much time on introduction, let's just get started with the review. As you have probably guessed from the title of the video, I am going to be reviewing not one but two of the Sleek Eye Divine palettes. I have the Sleek Original palette and the Garden of Eden palette. Why I'm lumping both of them together is because I happen to own both these, and I have quite a few things to say about both of them, and I thought it would be easier to just lump them together. Now, starting off with the first thing, the Sleek packaging indeed is very sleek. It's matte black with Sleek written in a different tone of black, and it's very, very beautiful. And upon it is very solid. It's plastic, but it's very solid, very high-end looking, and it's a UK brand, but I got mine from USA, and it was for $10 on Amazon.com. And this is what the insides look like. This is the Garden of Eden palette. So each palette has 12 eyeshadows like this. Over here comes a dual-ended sponge tip applicator like this one, and eyeshadows in these circular pans. It comes with a huge mirror. There you can see my camera. It comes with a huge mirror, which is wonderful and makes the whole application process very good. So I would give a giant double thumbs up to the packaging. When you close, it closes with a nice firm tick sound, and it's quite solid. It's very travel friendly, and I absolutely love it. Same is with the original palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. Same space for the same sponge tip applicator, 12 shades, giant mirror, and nice solid packaging. Now I love the packaging that you have seen. Now let's move on to another thing that I absolutely love about this, and that is the names of these eyeshadows. Each individual eyeshadow comes with a name that is written on a little plasticky thing that you place on top of it, and these names are all really interesting. I mean, I love all these names. The original one is sort of it caters to London and England, and all the things to do with England, all the things that we know England is famous for. And as I go into the swatches, I'm going to be showing you all the various names. Before swatches, one more thing that I do want to tell you is that while both of these are really beautiful palettes and they're really versatile, especially the original one, which comes with a lot of different shades, they are all of them shimmery and glittery eyeshadows. And especially the original one, it comes with only one matte color, which is this one here, and it's a matte black. And I'll admit to you that this matte black is the blackest black eyeshadow that I own, and it's amazing. But at the same time, it's the only one. So when using this palette, I always find myself reaching out for other palettes for like a nice matte brown crease color or something. So that way this is not a complete palette in itself. It needs other things. Another thing that I don't like about this palette is that the eyeshadows across the board are not the same quality. Most of them are nice, but still some of them, like I'll show you in the original palette, there's a golden one. In the Sleek Garden of Eden palette, there's like this matte lime green one, that are just, it's just not right. It's not been done well. That eyeshadow is just not useful. I will personally never be using those eyeshadows, not because the colors are not absolutely gorgeous, but because the formulation is just not right. So let's just move on to the swatches. As you can see, the first one, I'm going to start with the original palette. The first one is a matte black, and as you can see, it's quite nice, quite highly pigmented, quite matte, and overall I love it. This was just one swatch. The next one is this purple one. Oh, let's take names. The matte black one is called Black Cab. The next one is called Royal, and it's a beautiful royal purple. It's a shimmery color, but it's not overdone with the glitter. The next one, this dark grey blue, grey teal color, is called London Rain. The next one, the fourth one in the top row, is called the Thames. And I absolutely, can we take a moment here and just adore this name? Isn't this like bright, vibrant, the same blue that you used to use, you know, while coloring in your river, the drawing that you used to make of a river when you were younger? I love this name. I remember using colors exactly like this to color in that river or the sea or water in general. So I love this name. It's called the Thames. The next one is this like bluish green, teal, light teal color, and it's called E10. And the final one on the top row is called Hyde Park. This row so far has been great. I have no complaints with this particular eyeshadow palette. But when you come on to the next row, the second one, the first shade is called Cream Tea. Now, okay, number one, I don't care about this name too much because it has nothing to do with tea, because this is full on a glitter eyeshadow. It's not even like a golden eyeshadow with glitter, and it's just chunky, and it took about 4 or 5 swatches to get it to this coloration and this even sort of application. But otherwise it's really chunky, and it's absolutely unusable because it falls all over my face and I just don't like it. The next one is my single most favorite eyeshadow in this entire palette, and I think I've already uploaded that video that I did using this as the hero of my eye look. If I have it, then I will link it in the description box. And this one is called London Eye. I absolutely love this. This looks like a nice bright pink, but it's actually like a rose gold peach kind of color, and it's absolutely stunning. The next one is called Big Ben. This looks peachier in the pan, but it comes off pinker than the first one. The next one is called Penny Farthing. Oh god, I'm totally butchering this name. Tell me what the correct pronunciation is if you know already. And this is like a nice orange bronzy color. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't own another shadow that is similar to this one. Second to last is Sterling, and it's a very nice sort of bronzy brassy color. And the final one is called Banksy. Now, not only is this color absolutely stunning, I feel like it makes perfect sense to have a multicolored eyeshadow palette and name one of the colors Banksy. Like, oh my god, how the perfection. God. Anyway, so this is the original palette. So just one thing that I want to mention is that all of these swatches were on my skin and not on top of a primer of any sort. Nothing to make them more vibrant. This is the original pigmentation, and as you can see, this particular palette is pretty great. On the other hand, let's move on to the Garden of Eden palette, and as you can see, these shades right off the bat are much less pigmented. These two are just so different in their pigmentation, and while these shades are really beautiful, I would not use them on their own. I definitely would use a primer underneath them, and that would make them slightly more pigmented. But still, if I had to choose between the two, even though I love the greens in here and I don't have a lot of green eyeshadows except for this palette, I would still, if I had to buy just one of these two, I would go for the original one. This is the only negative. The other thing, the one great positive about this is that it comes with a lot varied textures and tones. So as you can see, this has a lot more mattes, which makes this palette a lot more usable on its own as an individual palette. So anyway, let's just get started. The first one is called Gates of Eden. The second one is the pinkish one that is called Eve's Kiss, and this is like the perfect, if I were to imagine Eve, this is what her lips would look like. This is the color of her lips in my head. Anyway, the next one is called Paradise on Earth. This fourth one is slightly mauvey browny, is called Python. The second to last one that you can barely see is a matte shade and it's called Forbidden. Now it's like a taupe shade. It comes off slightly taupe-ish. I would never use any of this entire palette without a primer. With a primer it is a little bit better, but without, as you can see, it just doesn't make the cut. Anyway, the last one is called Flora and it's another matte brown. This one is not bad with the pigmentation. I could possibly use it on its own, but I mean, when I'm applying primer all over my eyes anyway, I mean, why would I miss out for this one, right? And this would make a nice crease color. Coming on to the next line, the next row, the first one is called Entwined and it's another matte brown, a slightly lighter matte brown. The next one is called Adam's Apple. In the pan, this is a nice bright lime green, but as you can see on my hand, it's absolutely nothing. I mean, it doesn't come up as anything at all. The next one is called Fig. It is a slightly brighter lime green with like glitter in it, like not glitter, but it's a shiny eyeshadow. The next one, the second row, last 5 shadows, I mean all but the first one, are all different shades of green, and I love that. I love that this is being true to the Garden of Eden part of the palette. So I like all these various different shades of green, and I was hoping that this would be it, and it is to a very great extent with a primer again. The last one, the third to last one is called Evergreen, and the second to last is called Fauna, and the last one is called Tree of Life. Now what is interesting about Tree of Life is it is the darkest green, but as you can see, it just doesn't come off as anything. It's matte green, which would make a nice dramatic, you know, outer V perhaps, but it's not making the cut. So this is all that I have to say about the color and the pigmentation. Let's zoom back in. So as you can see, I love both of these palettes, but I always gravitate towards the original one because, and only because, it is, you know, the pigmentation is better. But having said that, I have not experimented too much with the Garden of Eden palette yet, because greens kind of intimidate me a little bit, and because these swatches, as you can tell, they put you off a little bit. So if I were to make this decision right now based on the review that I am giving you, I would suggest you go for the original palette and maybe buy a matte brown separately. You know, if there is 2 shadows that you can buy individual pans of, I would suggest it would be a matte black and a nice mid-tone matte brown for your crease. Those 2 shadows, I mean, you will always need them. There will always be room in your life for matte black and matte brown. So yeah, I think this is it for my review for the Sleek Eye Divine palettes, the both that I own. And I hope that this review was informative to you, and I hope that it will help you make a better choice. So till then, I hope you guys are having a great one. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have any review or any tutorial requests or any tag requests or any video requests for that matter, then don't forget to place it in the comments section below. I will have, if you like what I'm wearing right now, and if this video has already gone up, I will definitely link it in the description box. And yeah, go check out my other reviews and all my tutorials, etc. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.